Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. A happy hump day as well, halfway through the week and it's Wednesday, and I hope that you haven't had too much of a stressful morning. I mean, I just wish I could go back to bed now. It's just too early in the morning to be able to even consider doing anything. I mean, I just jumped out of the shower, so that's why my hair looks a bit of a mess. But I just want to bring out some news today that I thought we could maybe have a discussion about, and I wanted to talk about the whole situation with Tyler Adams. And according to Football Insider, which a lot of the time you just gotta like ignore, because 9 times out of 10 they don't really seem to get like the news right anyway. But apparently, according to Football Insider, that Tyler Adams is wanting to leave, and I wouldn't believe that, because obviously there isn't any big sources out there who are saying anything about Adams wanting to leave. So just wait until any sort of like decent journalists like Phil Hay, The Athletic, Fabrizio Romano, or any other like a decent journalist come out and actually say something about Tyler Adams. But as well, it was media day today, so I mean, it doesn't really say anything, because obviously Verba, he was like, in a sense, the front poster boy the other week when he was like in training. He was like in the full kit announcement, and he was just, in a sense, on shot a lot. Does that make sense? And with Leeds United, it's looking more and more promising that we could keep Tyler Adams, because he seems to be very loyal. He obviously came out, was it last month, saying that he wanted to be able to prove to the American fans that loyalty is very key. And if you're reading between the lines, that is very important for Leeds United and Leeds United fans itself, because obviously we can get maybe one more season out of Tyler Adams as well. So that'd be really, really good to see. And in other news, it looks like Crystal Palace have found their replacement for Zaha in Somerville. There isn't huge amount of like negotiations going on behind closed doors. They're just keeping a very like a keen eye on Somerville, because for obviously with Zaha, he was, I don't know, he was just amazing. He was very loyal to Crystal Palace, because he obviously could have gone back to Manchester United. He had the opportunity to go back to Manchester United, and I think they was offering like, was it 60 or 70 million pounds for Zaha ages ago, and I don't know, it just turned it down. And in Somerville, I think if we were to sell him, which it would be a little bit sad to see him go, because obviously he came through the academy, and I've always rated Somerville. He was always a really good player, and you can never like forget those like last minute goals, especially against Liverpool when we beat them. And then as well, when was it when Nonto went through the middle, straight through ball to Somerville, and he slotted it in as well. So I mean, if Crystal Palace were to get Somerville, I think it would be a very good signing for him, for them, because he is very good on the ball. He will give you a lot of like width, I can't even say the word, dynamic, speed, agility, great balance, and he can score goals as well, and he can create a lot of opportunities for your team. So he does remind me a little bit of Zaha, where he will run at players. He's got a lot of drive, and he will cause a lot of like havoc in the Premier League. I do believe, if he's treated well and coached well. And I think Roy Hodgson got the best out of Zaha, especially at the previous times, and then as well when he just recently came. So if Somerville is similar to Zaha in that sense, then I feel like Somerville would do very well at Crystal Palace. I don't know what the fee would be. I would hope and pray it'd be between 12 to 15 million pounds, which to me, I think that's more of a respectable buy for Crystal Palace, and price tag for Somerville himself. So I mean, he's only young, he's got a lot of time to grow. Whether we're going to keep him in the Championship, I don't know. But it's like we always say, it's like Leeds United, we don't have to sell. I mean, we do have to sell to be able to, in a sense, accumulate that bit of extra towards players to be able to rebuild, but we don't have to sell if we don't want to sell, if that makes any sense. So yeah, just keep an eye on that one. Crystal Palace are keeping eyes on Somerville. And as well, a new contract is going to be offered to Charlie Cresswell. Whether that's going to be accepted or not, we don't know. He's pretty much come out and said that he doesn't really want to comment on his future at Leeds United right now. He had a decent spell, didn't he, at Millwall? He was in and out at the start of the season, did score a couple of goals, but towards the back end of last season, he did really well. So, I mean, if we was to keep him, I think he would be number one next to Cooper. To be honest with you, I don't really fancy Strike. I just think he needs to rebuild his confidence and gain that what he did under Bielsa. Whereas Cooper, he's a fantastic leader. I do believe he's a leader, and he could bring a lot of like experience for Charlie Cresswell. So we're going to have to wait and see whether any other Premier League clubs come into him, because obviously there's a few, not named, but apparently there's a few Premier League clubs who are monitoring Charlie Cresswell's situation at the club. So it's interesting to see. On a positive note, Leeds United will be getting a small little fee, a chunk fee for Capria. Is that how you say his name? The young goalkeeper who was sold to Barry, and then obviously then he was sold to Napoli, and then instantly loaned out to Empoli, I believe, in the Serie B. It could be Serie A, but it could be Serie B. I think it's Serie B. Anyways, they sold him for around about £6 to £7 million so euros. So that means Leeds United will get around about 3 to 3.5 million pounds back through that sale. And that agreement, 50% release clause, or selling clause, should we say, great bit of business there by Victor Orta. So he has it in him to actually make some decent deals. So that could obviously go towards the Caldalo agreement, but we're gonna have to wait and see there. So, and as well, transfer news. The last bit of news today is Han Noah Masengo. I think I pronounced it right. He's a French centre midfielder, only young. I think he's 23. Don't quote me on that one. I think he's only young, I know that, but he's attracting a lot of interest from Leeds United, a couple of teams from France, and a couple of teams in Europe as well. So he is on the hit list for many clubs. And Leeds United only have to go pay out £300,000 for his signature, because obviously he's out of contract. Bristol City don't have a say on what he does now. He was on loan in France. He's come back, wanted to just run down his contract with Bristol City, and he wanted to have a new career. I know Burnley, didn't they? They came in for him and he rejected it because apparently he wanted to have more of an opportunity to play first team football, and didn't really think that Burnley could offer him that. So I think it would be a great stepping stone for him to come, or even not stepping stone. It could be a permanent thing for him at Leeds United. Come for maybe like 4 or 5 years. We'll have to wait and see. He is a decent midfielder. So it's one to watch. I mean, if teams around Europe, decent teams in France, are interested in signing him, then I think it would be a very good opportunity for Leeds United just to go out there, pay £300,000. It's nothing to get this player under our belts. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of days, because obviously Caldalo's in advanced talks. We're keeping an eye on Masangu, and then obviously there should be a couple more players coming in hopefully before the Cardiff game, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, we'll be doing a giveaway at 2K, and I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. Peace.